Hello, everyone. Welcome to the EBM Scholars. So today it is very interesting day, nice day, and I'm back on the live. So first and foremost, please tell me where you are right now. Where do you watch my live stream? I'm coming back to my routine of being live almost at the same time around this time. I haven't been able to be constantly online doing the live stream. So I'm back again and I'll be doing that one very often. I see Kevo, you are watching right now from Kenya. Thank you so much. Someone is watching from Uganda, Dismas. David is in Armenia. Thank you so much. And also right now, I'm also doing live stream on Facebook 2 groups. So you can also be able to do that. You can be also watching me also on Facebook right now and be able to get what I'm doing right now. So if you have any question with regard to the DV lottery, please go ahead and try to write your question there. If today is your first time to come to my YouTube channel, please, what you need to do, go ahead and click the subscribing button on my channel, and you can be able to do that. And in the comment, you can be able to see that right now I have 2 accounts. I have the main account, EBM Scholars, but also I have the EBM Swahili account. So you can be able to get that one too. So while I'm waiting for the questions to come, and I'm just giving a shout out to some people for what I've been able to do as a continued support to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much, Stevie Billy. You have been here many times. You are tuned in, and yes, it has been a long time. I'm back again. So every day around this time, I'll be doing my best to be able to come back to here. Okay. Even if I said I'm going to answer questions about the green card related questions, but there are some people who are looking for the information about scholarships. Please go to that particular website, ebmscholarships.com. I've posted so many questions there. For those who want to follow me on Instagram, I have 2 accounts, EBM Signature and EBM Scholars. Both are my accounts. You can be able to get me there. Yeah. So that you need to do for the Swahili, you can go to that one. And obviously, this is the main channel. Please go and continue to subscribe. So let me go and start answering some of your questions for today. Okay, so I will start with the first question of the day. Okay. So the first question for today is coming from Steve Billy. The question reads, you can be able to see on the screen for those who are following me on the right now on my YouTube. The question is, my question today is, if you have, for example, 3 kids and you wrote in the DSC 260 and you'll be back for them, is there any need of having their documents such as birth certificates? That is a very good question. This question I will answer into 2 main parts. I will answer that one in terms of the children requirement per se, and I will answer in the terms if you have won on the filling on the DSC 260, but at the same time on how you can be able to submit the required documentations. So let me start when you say you have 3 children. Remember, when we say children, we refer to your biological born. We refer to stepchildren. If you are married to a person with children already, those are children. Your children too, you'll be able to include them, but also the children, if you have adopted them, by adoption must be legal adoption. So if you have all those children, you'll be able to include them. Remember, you must include those children before you apply for the DV lottery. If you just lied and say you don't have a child and you bring them later, you'll be denied the visa. So that's number 1. Let's go to number 2. You have won, and then in the DSC 260, for those who do not know, the DSC 260 is the visa form which is to be used immigrant visa form to be able to be given the visa. So if in the visa form you say, you can say I come with these children right now, or they can come them later. So whether the children you are coming them now or later, you have to submit the documents. Yes. So your question is, will you be required to submit the documents? The answer is yes. And when I say come back to them to bring them later, remember, those children must come to America or must go to the interview before the end of that particular fiscal year of the DV lottery. For example, if you are the DV 2022 winner, the interviews for the DV 2022 are supposed to start on October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. So those people say they will come later, or I'll go back to bring them later. It has to be within that fiscal year if you want for them to get a green card. So you'll be required to submit the birth certificates. If they're above the age of 16 and above, they have to have the medical certificate. They need to have the passport. If you want them to get the visa, green card too, within that fiscal year. If you wait until after the end of the fiscal year, after the interviews, they will not be able to come under green card. You can be able to ask them to come as a visitor. So if you want to bring them maybe 2 years later as a visitor, there is no problem. You don't need to submit the you don't need to submit the required documentations. So the documentations are required. Unless otherwise, those documentation which are required will be you don't want to bring them at all. But if you want to bring them direct as a green card lottery winner, trust me, you must be able to do that. You must make sure that you bring them right away. And this is my advice. Green card lottery, green card, people do not know how powerful green card it is. It is a very powerful document. But because you are outside the America, oh, you can say, okay, I'll bring my kids later. Trust me, down the road to bring them later, the cost of bringing your children later will be very, very big. You might end up using attorney. You can pay even 5,000 fees for the attorney to help you to bring your children. Trust me, if you don't have enough money, find a way to bring all your children, bring your entire family. If you are married, come with your spouse, come with your children. Arrive in America, have the actual green card, and down the road, even after a month or 2 months, take them back to your country and continue with your life. But don't say, I'm not bringing my kids just because of money. The cost of money will be higher, and possibly they might not get the green card actually. So bring the kids first, get the actual card, then take them back if you want them to continue to stay there and for you to continue to be able to be stable here. So I believe I've been able to answer that question of Steve Billy in Kenya very, very well. If I feel the number of we're talking about the documentations required for that particular situation. As I said, please don't forget also to go to my other YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/EBM Swahili. You can be able to go there and check most of my other videos. I usually put them there. I see there are some people also in Uganda, in Kenya, in Qatar, in Armenia, in Ghana. Thank you so much for everyone who has been here as a very good support of my YouTube channel. And also, if you haven't subscribed to you haven't been to the DV Lottery groups, there are DV Lottery groups you need to go and check, and you can be able to do that way. You can be able to understand. You can be able to learn so much things where we are going to do that one. So make sure that do whatever it takes to come with your children. And for those who are planning to apply for the DV Lottery, upcoming DV Lottery, please, please, please make sure that you have the photos of your children. Don't apply, you say, do you have children? You put 0 just because you don't have the photo. You still have enough time to get the photos, and especially for those people who are in another country or you are in another cities very far away from your spouse, very far away from your children. Make sure that you have those documentations, photos. But your spouse and you can also apply as many applicants. As long as you can apply if you have a passport, put information for your spouse, and then make sure that your spouse has a passport to apply as a main applicant. That means you increase the chances, you become 2 people applying for the DV lottery. So I believe I've answered that question very, very well. And for you can be able to do that. There is another question from David. Do I had a chance in Europe with the case number 31,700? In Europe, I can say yes, you have a chance if you're in Europe. Europe, because Africa, up to 50,000 case number, you are good. Europe, that one is still, you can have a very big chance. But if you're in Asia, that will be a bad number. I don't mean like, what I mean is, depending on what I mean is, let's say you are African and who lives in Asia, doesn't mean you are Asian. No. Your case number is AF, you are Africa. If your case number is EU, that means European, with 31,700, you are likely continue to be having, that is still a good number to be able to have the interview, to attend the interview. Yeah. So Morgan, you say you were in Albania. Thank you so much. I really appreciate people from any country around the world who have been able to discover my YouTube channel. Please subscribe if today is your first time. And every single day, we are back to this routine of being here, making sure that I'm answering most of your questions, because I've been away, I've been sick. For those who know, in the month of April, my wife and I, we tested for COVID. Then we are back. Then in between, I have to do a lot of covering from my work. Then there are so many things, change of weather, changing of everything. So now we are full back into the EBM Scholars Live. We'll be live every single day around this time. Someone is in Sri Lanka. Thank you so much. So even if you are right now, you are watching, let's say, through Facebook, you can put the question. I'll be able to see the question and I'll be able to answer your questions. So let me connect it also on my other computer, just in case there is a question which I cannot be able to see. I'll be able to do that. So sorry. So I want to make sure that people who have questions in other channels, they can be able to do that. So there is another question, and this question comes from ET Vlogs Official. The question is, I'm the DV 2022 winner, and my question is, I added my friend as my spouse to DS260 from just to try something. I thought that I could remove it later, but I cannot. What should I do to remove her? That is a very good question. Number one, never, ever, ever add a friend, relative, whatever. The only people you're allowed to come with is your spouse, legally married. By legally, I mean the marriage certificate from the government. Children, your biological children, stepchildren, that means you are married to someone and those are your stepchildren, or you have adopted children by legal adoption court of law documentations. If you have those one, you can add those one. But if you have added a person, so what you have to do, make sure that you can unlock your DS260. After unlocking the DS260, only your information, go and write as a single. That's simple. Go and put it as a single, and you are coming alone. So only your main profile, you have to put as a single, and you'll be able to send that one. But when you add a derivative in the DS260, so go on that information, delete all the information like inside the information. You cannot delete the profile. It is impossible to delete the profile. So you can go there and just put the information like 000, just gibberish. Like that means that person is not there. And when they are going to process the main application, it will be coming as a single. But I want to, this is has to be there. Don't do that. Never, ever try to bring your friend or anybody. If you want, make sure you are legally married. This is not about nephew, about uncle, about my brother, my sister. Is a family if you have won as a family. I see Ed Rex channel from Ghana. Thank you so much. From Somaliland, Sakadi Ali, thank you so much for appreciation. Everybody here, I really appreciate it. Then there is Emmanuel from Ghana. Emmanuel usually watches a lot of my YouTube videos. Thank you so much. Mumbere from Uganda, from Sri Lanka. Today I see so many people from everywhere. If you are here for the first time, please make sure that you subscribe to my main channel, youtube.com/EBM Scholars. This is my main channel. But also make sure that you go to the another channel, youtube.com/EBM Swahili, and subscribe to that particular channel too. You can be able to get so many updates, and especially for those people who speak Swahili, on Instagram, EBM Signature and EBM Scholars, you can be able to get me there, and I can be able to answer your questions. But some people want me to follow me on Twitter, is Ernest_Makulilo. You can be able to get as my Twitter handle over there. So let's go to another question. That was just something in between. The other question, first of all, I appreciate Kevo Pipeline from Nairobi. Smash the like button, guys. Thank you for reminding people. Remember to smash the like button. But also, if it's your first time to come to my YouTube channel, thank you so much. Let me answer the question from Facebook user. The question is from one of the Facebook users, says, is asking about the DV 2023. When will it come in Nepal? So one thing is, it doesn't come just to the Nepal, it comes out to everybody to be able to apply for the DV lottery. So for the upcoming DV lottery, DV 2023, let me answer the question, why do we call it DV 2023 and not 2021 or 2022? We are in the year 2021. Why do we call 2023? DV or diversity visa is calculated based on the fiscal year of the government and when you are supposed to come to America. So when you apply in October, so the DV lottery each year starts in October. Why in October? Because October is the new fiscal year. When we are talking about the new year, while we are talking about January, for the government, the new year is October 1st. So October 1st is the first year, fiscal year, where people are getting the interview. So the DV 2022, the 2022 year starts in October. So while they're starting the interview, then we are starting the applying for the 2023. Application starts on the first week of October until the first week of the November. But the actual dates will come out in the middle of October. I mean, middle of September. So the middle of September will be able to release the date for DV 2023. So that time you'll be able to be knowing that way. Make sure that you have the passport in order to apply. If you don't have passport, don't apply. Make sure that you have either is the temporary passport or is a full 5 or 10 years passport. You must have the passport. If you don't have the passport, you must be stateless. If you don't have passport, you make sure that you are coming from a communist-controlled country. And I believe your country is not a communist-controlled country. Or you are a stateless person. Don't say I was unable to get the passport because of the COVID. I was not able to get the passport because my country is in the war. They don't care about that. But if you are a refugee, you are allowed to apply with a refugee passport. Those given by the United Nations or UNHCR in general. You can use that one to apply. Those are the exceptional. So get ready. Make sure you have the photos for your spouse. Make sure you have the photo for the children. Make sure you have the passport for you and your wife if you want to apply both husband and wife. That means you'll be able to do that. So that is something I want to make sure that you understand about the application. So the next DV lottery coming, DV 2023, will be in October, first week until the first week of November. Yeah, so that is something I want to make sure that you know. Okay, let's go to another question. While we are looking for another question, again, for those people who are coming here for the first time, have never seen my YouTube channel, please make sure that you understand that on this channel, we talk about green card lottery, we talk about overall immigration, we talk about scholarship opportunities, we talk about so many other opportunities, jobs overseas. We're talking about if you come here, how do you adjust your life? How do you do 1, 2, 3, 4 to succeed? If you want to go to Canada, what you need to do? If you want to go to Europe, what you need to do? So all those information, EBM Scholars is the headquarters of all those informations. Okay, there is another question from Sachini Jayasundara. The question is, I'm a DV lottery winner for DV 2021. First of all, congratulations for that. The question is, my case number is AS, that means from Asia. If it will be in Africa, it's AF. If it's in Europe, it will be EU. If you are from Oceania, it will be OC. So my case number is AS 15,000, blah, 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 blah. My case is still at NVC, on the National Visa Center, whatever. I still didn't receive the second notification. Will I get a chance for an interview? So, one, so this will be, I'm answering this case specifically for one for the Asia, and I'll answer the question for Africa related to that one. But most importantly, I will talk about what is the overall status of the DV lottery winners DV 2021. That will be the most important. So let me start with the DV winners 2021. And I've talked about a lot about this one. Up to now, still is very, very slow process on getting people to get interviews. Why? Two things. Number one, the visas were late to start interviewing for two reasons. Reason number one, it was because of the immigration suspension, which ended up in March. So for the first 6 months, from October to March, there was no interview of the DV lottery winners. Starting in April, interviews started. So for that particular case, usual AS 15,000, AF 15, 20,000, those are normal numbers. Up to now, you are supposed to have interviews already. If the interviews were to start, scheduled on October 1st as normal. But that didn't happen. But two, right now we're still in the pandemic. So depending on the country where you are, depending on what wave of the COVID is there, if it's the first phase, second wave, third wave, and what are the conditions? I can give you an example. In Rwanda, there is a restriction of freedom of movement at the moment, or in Kenya, or in Uganda, because of the pandemic. So US embassy will be restricted to operate based on the condition of that particular country. So each country is opening up in different way. So some countries were late to start the visa interviews for the DV winners, like in Ghana. But now we see there are so many those kind of situations because most of the embassies, their staff have been vaccinated, most of them. So we hope that means it will go speedy. So for AS 15,000, yes, you will be interviewed. When will you be able to expect your interview? Based on the speed of the now, probably you will receive by the end of this June or early July, you will receive your interview date for August. That will be most likely to have interview in August for your case. But for those people, usually, like I'm giving an example, in Africa, 40,000 usually is still a normal number. Usually, those people are supposed to get to the interview, but now it is scary. Would someone with 40,000, 45,000, 35,000 from Africa be interviewed? Because in September is coming up very quickly. So if you don't get interview, let's hope for the lawsuit. The court will be able to force the Department of State to continue to have interviews beyond the end of the fiscal year. But if they don't win the case, which I know they are going to win, basically, it will be the end, and many people will be disappointed, just like how we have seen in the DV 2020. So that is something we need to know about the status of the DV 2021 and the status of the DV 2022 during this time. I can add something, even if it's not for here, when we are talking about the future of the DV lotteries, especially on the increasing of the number of visas. Will the visas be increased? Will the visas be increased? Because up to now is 55,000 visas. So if up to now is 55,000, still I made a video explaining how things are going slow into the Congress. It is still into the Judicial Committee, the request or the U.S. Citizenship Act bill to be tabled is still a long way to go. So probably this year will be difficult because there are so many things. There was a pandemic relief bill, and now they are busy with the infrastructural bill, which are the big budgeting things. So I do not know when will this come to be into the play and to be able to be discussed. So thank you so much, Liz. Liz is a very good YouTuber. Please go ahead and subscribe to her YouTube channel. She is based in Colorado. Liz came to America through fiancé visa, K visa. For those who want to know about fiancé visa or K visa, what does that you need to do? Please go to Roll with Liz. She is a very good YouTuber and explaining about that. Because there are so many other ways you can be able to come to America beyond green card lottery. So those are the few things I want to make sure that you understand about different ways to come to America. When I'm talking about the different ways about coming to America, I have one announcement I want to put. This one is about the DV lottery book, which will be coming. So I want to make sure that you understand about that one too. I'm going to show you the book cover, which I made it, and I'm going to do that. I'm just searching. So right now, I'm writing this book. You can see it's called the Green Card Lottery, the ultimate guide for the DV 2023 lottery and beyond. So this book, I'm going to release it in September. Last year, I wrote this book. I was planning to release in July, but I didn't go ahead and release because there are so many other factors which were there causing a problem, like the future of the DV lottery. There was a possibility of starting ending green card lottery and bringing up the merit-based immigration like in Canada. That didn't happen. I have my own opinion on that, and I will talk in other videos. So other ways of beyond green card lottery, there is coming as a fiancé if you marry someone. There are other ways to come as a person like scholarships. But there is beyond not just America. You can find other opportunities. I will make maybe tomorrow, another day, I will make another just live stream just to go Canada. I will talk about everything you need to know about Canada and answer all your questions about Canada. And another live stream, I will talk only about Australia. And another live stream, I will talk only about Europe. So I don't want you to have the mindset just only I have to go. My dream is to America. Yes, your dream will be to play for Real Madrid, but you can start with Aston Villa. You can start with going to play with Getafe. You can go to play with Juventus first before you go to Real Madrid. Even Cristiano Ronaldo, his dream was to play for Real Madrid, but he started with Porto, went to Manchester United, then went to Real Madrid, his club, dream club, then went to Juventus, and possible might return. So even if your dream is one, you might take another route to go to somewhere before you finish something like that. Okay. Hi, EBM. I'm waiting for the Qatar. You are watching from Qatar. Thanks so much. Okay. Let me drink some water first of all and answer the question. Okay. Let's go to another question. So the other question comes from Mikias Marsresha. The question is about the documents, to send the documents to KCC. The question is, I'm from Ethiopia and I'm the DV lottery winner, DV 2021. Congratulations for being among the winner. You are among the luckiest people. You know, winning green card is not very easy. It is easier to be struck by the thunder than winning the DV lottery. So when you win the DV lottery, regardless of your case number, don't lose hope. That is a very big thing. So you have to know that. Then the question is, but I haven't received any email from KCC to send the supporting documents. Even if after I send my documents manually, I haven't got any response. My case number is 35,000 K, 35,000 Basically, you are from Ethiopia, you are a winner from Ethiopia. So the question here is about documents. And the question, there are two questions. When will I receive the email from KCC to send the documents? That's number one. The other question is, can I send the documents to KCC even if KCC hasn't asked me to send the KCC haven't asked me to send what? To send the documents. And if I send it without KCC, will them go ahead in the process with that? Or if I ask the KCC, should I send my email, will KCC respond to me? Sorry, there are almost more questions, but I want you to understand. So number one, up to now, there is a big delay for people to be asking for their documentations. Why? Because they were late to start processing the visas interviews. In a normal situation, up to this time, case number 40,000, they will be already interviewed. Up to this time, in a normal time. But we are in different time, not usual time of the normal DV lottery processing. So up to now, I know most of people about 20,000, going 25,000, they have started receiving the email requesting for the documentations. So what if you ask KCC, should I send the email? Will they respond to you? Likely not. They might not even respond to you. In most cases, it takes so much time for KCC to respond to people. So you have to know that. But another thing is this one. What if you take a matter on your own hands and send the email to KCC with the documents? Will that help you? Number one, don't waste your time to send your documents to KCC before KCC asks you to send the documents. Because even if you send those documents, KCC will never process them until your time is up, until your time is ready for them to process. And that time comes, officially they will send you the email. So here is KCC. Assume there are two cabinets. This is the cabinet where they are processing people right now. They will ask you for the documents. So if you are in cabinet number 2 here, and this cabinet number 2 is people, they are not requesting the documents yet. So if you send, they don't do anything. They will process unless otherwise you are going to be part of the documents required. So if you send the documents before being asked, they're not going to process. And when the time comes, they will ask the documents again. So my advice is, don't waste your time to send the documents. But if you want to feel better, there is no punishment if you send the documents before KCC asks you to send the documents. There is no any punishment for that. So you can go ahead and send it, but it doesn't help anything. Will never help you to process faster. Will not help you to make sure that, oh, they will be able to send your interview quicker. No. They are going to process based on the case number. Okay, now we are in this, maybe the next 5,000 people, we are going to request for the documents, and we are going to schedule for the interviews. That's what they are doing. So I'm sorry that you haven't received it. But I believe in the next 2 weeks, people with 30,000 going to 40,000, they might be able to receive the email to request the documents, because in the last few minutes, going to end of September, they have to get more people for the interview, to schedule more people. That's what I believe so. So for that particular case, you'll be able to get the email to be asked for the interview probably in the next 2 weeks. But don't send the email asking them, can I send me the documents? It will be difficult. And also remember, there are so many people. There are people from DV 2020, DV 2021, DV 2022. All people are sending the emails. So even if you are going to send the information and you fill the DS 260 and you didn't follow the process and you want to unlock, it might take a very long time, more than 2 weeks, sometimes even a month, to KCC to unlock your documents. So don't make unnecessary mistakes when you are filling the DS 260. So those I want to make sure that you understand well, so that you don't happen to do that. Yeah, so that was the question about the documents. Saruka Pereira, you say for the third year, it is called in October for the year 2023. So yes, the October 1st is the new year. This year will be for 2022. That's why they're processing for the DV 2022. And then this year application for the DV lottery, it is the DV 2023. That's why there are some people have been receiving the email with a scam or the WhatsApp message, oh, it is the time to apply for the DV lottery for this year 2021. No, the upcoming DV lottery is 2023. Meaning you apply in October, which is for the government is already 2022. The results will come out in May, first week of May 2022, for starting interviews on October 1st, 2022, which will be in fiscal years 2023. So that's, I want to make sure you clarify that and you understand that big difference. Thank you so much, because important from Saudi Arabia, watching from Saudi Arabia. Also, John Bokuro, the V2021 winner, waiting for my case number. I don't know. I do not know what to do. Please keep waiting. I know it is very frustrating for the V2021 winners, because things are still going slow. The pandemic is still hitting most of the realities of other countries, and the embassies is operating based on the restrictions of the countries where you are. So I wish all the best, and I hope you are going to be among the people getting the interviews. Thank you. Oh, can you tell me the difference between embassy, example Djibouti, and Marsa? So there are two things. There are embassies and consulates. So one will be bigger and one will be smaller one. But if the country has more than one, it depends. So there are, when you go for the DS-260, they will give you a default cities in your country where you can process your visas. So you'll go and see which one is there. But if in most cases it will be the embassy which is processing the that one, unless others is a bigger country, they can process in both embassy and in consulates at the same time. Okay, let me see if we have any question from Facebook people who are watching on the Facebook. I don't think so far. But if they have the question, they'll be able to do that. Okay, no question there at the moment. Okay, okay, there is a question on Facebook. For those people watching me on Facebook, I want to make sure that you, I just want to make sure that not all the time when they put the comment comes here. Okay, so let me go to answer the question from Facebook. Okay, so this question from Facebook, so I'm not going to put it there on the screen because I cannot be able to access that. Okay, so the question from someone from Facebook. Okay, where does it come? Okay. Okay, so there is a question from Facebook. The question comes from Rami Krishna, Guy Wall, I think. Hi, EBM. Why there are some exceptions on selectees numbers for Egypt, Iran, and Nepal, while the rest of the world has different pattern? Can you please explain, giving me some light on that? That is a very good question. The question about when you check the visa bulletin, they say, for instance, Africa, they are processing up to 50,000 or up to 40,000. But for Egypt, they are processing up to this number. And also, Iran, they have that one. Nepal, there are, for Asia, they have those kind of exceptions. I want to be, first of all, honest. The answer I'm going to provide this one is my personal opinion. it might not be the correct one. When they give this exceptional, there are certain kind of bilateral agreements between US and certain countries. That's overall. So when it comes to the processing, there are certain priorities in those countries. And those countries you have mentioned, also they have so many winners from those countries. For instance, Egypt, I think in most cases is number 1 or number 2 for biggest number of winners. They have almost 4,000 winners almost each year. In Africa, Egypt, DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo, Ghana, and other countries, but Egypt is number 1. So I do not know I don't know the specific reason why Egypt usually they give that exception for Africa. But in the end, so for the case number, there are some people you might find in Egypt with the 45,000 and not be interviewed, while there's someone with the 48,000 the rest of Africa be interviewed. The same way will be applied in Nepal and in Iran. So you might find someone in Nepal might have restrictions because their case number ends at a certain point, while the rest of the numbers of Asia will be able to be processed. I don't know whether you understand what I mean, whether it makes sense. There are some people who will be able to be processed in that continent or in that region, despite having a bigger number from those particular countries in particular. So that was the question from Rami Krishna on the Facebook. And another question from Rami Krishna: how do you rate case number for the DV lottery winner 2022 AS 35,000, considering the COVID impact in the current scenario? So 35,000 for Asia, AS is Asia, is not a big number. I mean it's big number. Yes, if you are from up to 22, 25,000, you are Asia, you are good to go. 35,000 is still in limbo. You are still do not know what will happen in that situation. But because you are the V2022, we are 2022, starting from October to September next year. Yes, there's COVID, but there are so many things will be able to be under control at that time. You have been able to see now into the sports. In Europe, people are playing soccer now, but as long as you test negative to go to the stadium or you have a vaccination, you will be allowed to go there. So for those particular reasons, I don't see for the DV 2022 winners having the problems. So I can make the note of that one and I can come with specific answers on that and the reason when they are prioritizing, will the embassy allow to have so many people as long as people have vaccination, or will allow people to go there as long as they have negative tests within the last 72 hours? All those kind of things will be able to do that. So those were the questions from Facebook. Unless otherwise there is another question, but those are the questions from Facebook. Okay, then I'll go back to other questions from here on normal. Okay. Okay, so let me go and answer the questions. Sorry, everyone. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is another question from Facebook user with regard to document submission for the DV 2022 winners. When KCC, for those who do not know, KCC stands for Kentucky Consular Center, started to sending emails to the DV 2022 winners who have submitted their DSC 260. When are they going to start requesting, submit your documents? When will that start? So, basically, up to now, they haven't started yet. I do not know, in my opinion, any person who has been requested. But what I know, usually from July, many people start receiving the emails to start sending the documents. Last year, there are some people got the emails in June to request for the documents. So if you request the email for the documents, it usually first come first served basis, because someone, let's say, for instance, has 20,000 number, and another one has let's say 2,000 number. But the one with the 2,000 hasn't filled the DS260, so they will not request the documents for someone who hasn't filled. So first of all, you have to fill and complete the DS260, and then they will start sending the emails for the. So majority of people started receiving from July, because obviously by end of July and beginning of August, people have to receive the emails for the interview schedule. Because if your interview is October 1st, go back 6 weeks before. If you go back 6 weeks before, that puts you into the mid of August. So the end of September and August, mid of August. So by end of August, mid of August, people have to get the schedule date for the interview, because you have 6 weeks to go to the interview. So if that's the case, so let's get a month before. A month before, mid of July, obviously people have to get the documents. So the request of the documents will start as soon as possible, end of this June, but most likely beginning of July. So many people will start being asked to submit the documents to KCC. And what documents do they require? If you want, you may ask. They request for a passport, police clearance report for all countries you have lived for more than 6 months after the age of 16. And if you have a child above the age of 16, will be required. If your spouse also will be required to submit that one. Every person, your family, your children, yourself, passport. If you have ever been in the prison, you must have the prison report. If you have served in the military as active duty military personnel in your country, not a contractor civilian, you have to submit that one. And yeah, all this kind of information. They are not going to request the education. They're not going to request for working experience. Those information will be used during the interview when you are going from that particular moment. Thank you so much, Mariam Mwamkita from Eldoret, Kenya. I've been to Eldoret 2 times because we have our organization works in Kisumu, Meru, and Nairobi. So I usually travel there. So when we go to Kisumu, we usually have another sub-office in Eldoret. So thank you so much. Okay. Let me go to another question. So all these people you are asking, for instance, X-Dairy channel will say, hello EBA, my case number is the DV 2022 winner 15,000. When should I expect my email that will request for my supporting documents? So as I said, the supporting documents, if you have filled that one, most likely if you have submitted early after winning, most likely from July, because we are talking about almost end of June, from July, early July, you will be able to get the email about requesting for the documentations from that particular moment. So that is, I want to make sure that you understand that one. Then let me go to another question. All of these are related to the question. Benjamin Kovic, when is KCC starting sending emails for the DV lottery winners, DV 2022? So I've already answered that question about sending the documentations. All these are related. Kelly Young, has KCC started sending emails to the DV 2022 winners to submit their accepting the documents? No yet. Majority of people haven't been able to receive that one, but very soon. Make sure that you have all the documents ready when to come. Don't wait, oh, when they request the documents, let me go to find the police record. Let me go and start like this one. No. Very soon they are going to start the documents soon. Aisha Kontek, hi EBM, I'm Aisha from Sierra Leone. I and my husband have submitted our DS260 and KCC have replied us, telling us that they have received our documents. That's very good. I do not know whether Aisha, you are the V 2022 winners or you and your spouse are the DV 2021 winners. Please respond to that one so that others can know that if the DV 2022 already have submitted, or you are DV 2021 winners. Thank you so much. Benjamin Kovic, you are from Uganda and you are DV lottery winner. Congrats. Being the winner is no joke, people. So I really appreciate those people who are giving their testimony that they are DV lottery winners. That means a lot. First of all, to come here to share with others, to prove to them that it is possible and to be among the winners. Yeah. So, speaking of the documents, Sammy, can I have your contact email? Okay, I think email. I think this is specific for another person. Okay, so the question is from Na Dakoa. EBM, does U.S. Embassy in Accra require for affidavit of support? To my knowledge, no, I do not know that. But if they require, when they send you, because once the KCC schedule for the interview, they will send you the information, and the same information will be sent to your embassy. Your embassy will email you and asking the documents to go with during the interview. And also the embassy will email you the list of physicians in your country. In that email, they will tell you if they require the affidavit of support or not. But to my knowledge, no, they don't require that. Okay. Okay, sorry, I'm taking a little bit. Okay, please, will they extend the deadline from September? I believe you are talking about the DV 2021. Yes and no. Yes, as long as Congress changes it, which they're not going to change as Congress, or the lawsuit, the court is going to require the visa to be extended beyond the end of September. Okay. And have okay. Sammy is asking. Okay, so this question from Sammy KZK is I have to provide a proof for the 2 years of work experience. If you failed to show or to bring that you are showing for the 2 years of job experience during the visa interview, what happens? Basically, these are the things you need to know. There is a requirement to have work experience and or education. Example, the minimum work experience, a minimum of education is high school. If you have a degree, bachelor degree, you have a diploma, you have a PhD, you have master's degree. So even if you don't go with actual evidence, you have a proof of work experience, you have already qualified based on the education. So even if you don't have the proof of work experience, you qualified through education, there is no problem. But it is better to go with evidence even if you have PhD. But if you you don't have high school education, you ended it up in junior high school, or you ended up in primary school, that means your eligibility is based on work experience. Obviously, you must go with all evidence you have of work experience. And remember, all the evidence you have of work experience, you must also indicate work experience in your DS-260. From this day to this day, I worked on this organization, blah, 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 blah. On this day, on this way, I worked with this organization. This is the supervisor. This is what my job description. This is my training I had on the DS-260. And you must come with the work experience evidence. If you don't come with evidence of work experience and you don't have education required, yes, you'll be denied the visa. But you're allowed to appeal. The only thing about the DV lottery interviews, if they deny you the visa because of the work experience, you don't have enough work experience, and you don't have education, if you have evidence to prove, bring that to them. But that is not it's supposed to be that way. Related question to that is, I finished high school, but I did not pass. So this is something you need to know. When it comes to green card lottery, this is not a merit-based immigration. Yes, you have high school. Most of the embassies, obviously, as long as you have high school, even if you don't have all A's, you don't have LBs, you are good to go. Some of the embassies I've seen, they have some other requirement. They say you must have C in mathematics. You have to have B in this one. Sometimes they just be tough on that. That's why I usually tell people, if you just have only high school, despite that is the minimum requirement, make sure that you have a good work experience, write good work experience, and go with also both high school and work experience. But if you have a bachelor degree, they don't care about your high school. Even if you got all F, they don't care about that. So those are the things you need to understand when it comes to the education and work experience, and whether the grades are required or not. Let's talk about the high case number, because many people are asking questions about the high case number. What does that happen? And this question comes from Jonathan Betek. This is for Africa, AF. So I'm answering this one for specific for Africa. For Asia, they have their different, when we say high case number, what does that mean? EBM, my case number is AF 68,000. I found my case number above 68,000 who have already received their second notification, who already have their second notification, but yet they said 68,000 hasn't received the second notification. I don't understand that one. Can you explain to me how those who have above 68,000 received the second notification before me? First of all, I do not know, and I don't believe someone with above 68,000 case number in Africa who has received the second notification. Remember, when we say the second notification, we mean the person has been scheduled for the interview. I know someone with 6,800, yes, have received the second notification. That means have scheduled for the interview. But it is impossible to skip all those people to jump to 68,000. That is very strange. So I do not know that way. Any person in Africa with more than 50,000, 55,000, 50,000, 55,000 most of the time, to be even interviewed is very, very rare. Very, very difficult. Because you have to wait for people to be denied the visas, a lot of them, so that they can reach your case number. But it might be an exceptional case for that person with that case number, 68,000, to be scheduled for the interviews, while someone with 20,000 up to now hasn't received the interview yet. So I'm not so sure about that. I've already answered that question about the results, about whether the results, how will that play. Okay. I've already answered the question, KCC emails about that. I've already answered the question about how long it will take minimum to KCC to answer. Oh, this is a very good question, first of all. So let me answer this question about the anytime you request KCC to unlock your documents, or when you request KCC or to send any email of any inquiry to KCC, how long does it take for KCC to answer the question related to DS260. This question comes from Florent Gasau. Number one, remember, KCC is not having millions employees. Is having very few employees. And those employees have other responsibilities. I don't think they have thousands of employees, their job to respond to emails or to respond to the calls, customer service for people specifically about your DS260. So for that particular case, it will take a very long time. It will be very slow to respond. For that particular reason, I tell people, make sure when you fill the DS260, don't rush to fill and submit. There is no competition. It doesn't mean that you check the results today, I have won the DV lottery, boom, tomorrow you have submitted your DS260. And you come to realize that, oh, I didn't put the correct work experience. Oh, I put the wrong spelling. Let me ask the KCC. When you send the email to KCC to unlock your DS260, the minimum time, it is 10 to 14 business days. When I say business days, exclude Saturday and Sundays. And remember, sometimes when you send the email, you will send the email, let's say it is 3 p.m. In your country. Or let's say it is 2 a.m. of your country. But what is the time in America? We don't have the same time zone. So for you, it might be during the day, it is here during the evening. Already we are out of working hours. So when we say 10 to 14 business days to get unlocked, it can take over 20 days if you include the weekends. That's number one. And recently, there is one guy from Ghana sent the email almost more than 25 days ago, I know. It hasn't been received the response to unlock. And even today, sent another one. He already called the KCC. You go to the answering machine, you leave the voicemail. But still on the answering machine, they tell you, we encourage you to send the email. So don't rush to fill the DS260, because the stress of waiting to unlock the DS260 is higher than the stress of waiting. So take a patience, make sure that you fill the DS260 well, print out, make sure you go through every single thing properly before you go and submit the DS260. Because how long it takes it to 10 to 14, 15 business days, almost 3 weeks minimum, I can simply say. 15, 20, a month. So it's long. And when they unlock, they don't go ahead and email you that, oh, by the way, thank you so much, you have unlocked. No, you go on your own to the DS260, go and log in, and if you see your thing has been submitted, you cannot make changes, that means it's still locked. If you can be able to make changes, you can be able to make changes, that means it's unlocked. You can go there and resubmit again, and you'll be able to do that. So that is something you need to know about the procedures on whether you can be able to unlock and that way. So don't put unnecessary information you do not know, and oh, I'll just go to KCC and they will unlock for me. You'll be having so much stress to wait. So don't rush. Take your time to fill, than just filling the form and then you get crying later that it doesn't help you at all. Okay. Let's go to another question. This is not a typical green card lottery question, but it is another question for everybody, whether you win the green card lottery and how do you get the place to stay. Someone wants to know, Manono Wilson wants to know, what is the difference between a condo and a studio with regard to the apartments in general? So for me, I will answer in this way. What is the difference between apartment, condo, studio, when some other people call townhomes, all those kind of things? What is the difference? So when we talk about studio, just like, for instance, now I'm doing like my studio. So studio, it means you open the door to get into the room, into your house, or whatever, not house. You open the door, you get inside the building. When you get into that room, everything is visible. Everything is within that studio. That means I can see your bed is there. I can see the place where you're going to cook. I can see the toilet. It will be blocked, but there is a toilet. I can see the table where you are going to eat. So everything is within one inside the block. So it's just like a big living room with a bed, big room with a toilet there. It's just like when you go to prison, we see like the room in the prison, you see there is a place to brush your teeth, there is a bathroom, but it's different with the prison. This one is blocked, like it's for private purposes. But everything is there. You can see them visible. That is studio. These are mostly common in the high expensive areas, like in New York, in California, in Chicago, in Hawaii, Maryland, Virginia, Northern Virginia, DC. Those are the most common. In LA, part of California. But if you come, let's say, the low layback states, most affordable states, and not in the downtown areas, people don't go to the studios. Why should they rent a studio? So people go to rent apartments. Apartments, so you can have 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, and so forth. So let me give like 1 bedroom, how 1 bedroom apartment differs from a studio. 1 bedroom apartment, it means you go in, there is a living room here, then there is a room, closed room, completely closed. So you cannot see a bed like in a studio, a complete room. Then there will be bathroom over there, then a living room, a kitchen. So things are completely blocked inside. So you can have a good map. So that is apartment. So if it is 2 bedrooms, that means there will be 2 rooms separately, completely closed. You go in with the door. You open the main door, you go inside. Then from the living room, you go to open another door with a key to go to a room. That is apartment. Studio, you just is 1 door. You get in, everything is there. That is a studio. So, condo is just like a townhomes. It's just like a full house, but one house. So house is attached. So 2 houses, they are attached together. So 1 house is here, another one ends here, but it might be owned by different people. So that is apartment. I mean, those are like townhomes, but it's different from just a home. When you say about a home, you can buy a home as a home or townhome. Townhome, they are attached to one another. So home number 1 is here, going there. Home number 2 is this one. So to be having backyard, everything is there. And this one has a backyard, has a living room, has everything. Another one is separate one. But when you have a separate, just say about a house, we mean it's a separate unity. Like just like the 2 of my house, just everything is here. You can go to play, you can do everything that way. So that is difference. So price will be different when you rent a condo versus when you rent a full apartment, when you rent a townhome or studio versus when you rent the full house in that way. So those are different things and they differ place to place, how much they cost, but those are the bigger distinction between all those kind of things. People are going to do that. Sometimes there is people do this way. We call a room share. So what you do, you rent apartment, 1 bedroom apartment. In that 1 bedroom, you put 2 beds. 1 bed there, another bed is here. So you bring someone and you both live in the same room. That is the room share to lower down the cost. So that is, many people do that too. Yeah, so depending on the price of the apartment, it depends where you live, the neighborhood, depending on the city, rate of the criminal activities, all those kind of things are there to be able to see. Okay. Thank you so much, Agna. You are watching from Turkey. I've already answered the question about the documents, KCC. Okay, Chathura Kithimna. The question is, hi EBM, I'm from Sri Lanka. My case number is, it will be 12,300. I'm waiting for documents confirmation from KCC, but it's still not start interview in US Embassy in Sri Lanka. Please tell me if there is any possibility to call for the interview. Definitely, 12,000, you'll be interviewed. Don't worry about that. Remember, while we see, oh, September is here, but it's still far. For someone, 12,000, you'll be able to be interviewed. I have no doubt with that. Doro Parks, hi EBM, I'm 2022 DV lottery winner from Africa, 17,000. When should I expect my second notification letter? You are DV 2022. Oh, that's very long a way to go. Second notification is the interview date. Interview for 2020, 17,000. That will be around January, February, around. So when to expect the, I mean, if you submitted your DS626, maybe December or January is when you will be able to receive your second notification letter. I think all continents are current. We shall send our documents. You don't send the documents until you are requested to send the documents. Thank you so much, Eugene. Black Power TV. I'm not married yet. Can I register with my girlfriend as my wife? No, you cannot. You said your girlfriend is not your wife. Apply as unmarried. And if I win, I'll perform rights before. No. Get married if you want to get married first before you apply. It doesn't increase the chance if you say you are married. No. If you are married, even if you are married, you apply as married. Unless otherwise you apply as you apply as married, and your spouse also go to apply. Those will be two chances. But don't apply and put your girlfriend as married, because that will be lying. You'll be denied the visa down the road, and it is a big fraud. And if you get caught, you'll be in much trouble. Enough Kenya. EBM, have you ever seen anyone who has won green card lottery and has no high school education but has proceeds to US? Tell us the truth. Who has proceeded with work experience? Oh, so many people I know. I know so many people. Yeah, don't worry about that. That is for sure. But the point is, what is your work experience? If your work experience is bus conductor, that's a difficult one. That's why we should tell people, please try volunteering to the professionals. Professional job. There are so many people win the DV lottery they don't have. What? Assume example, Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi, both they don't have high school education. What if they win DV lottery? Will they be given the green card? Yes. Zinedine Zidane ended up in primary school, but is the best coach. Was the best player. So, but the point is, what is your work experience? Is your experience just making food for your family? That doesn't count. Okay. Please don't be upset. You are asking, why are you not answering my question? Remember, how many questions do I receive? So watch your language, please, and be respectful. I receive so many questions here. So don't be too upset. When will Pakistan be in the list of the diversity visa lottery? So I made a video, though I said it specific for Nigeria. The question Haida is asking is, when will Pakistan be in the list of the diversity visa lottery countries? Please tell us the good news. So In this context, up to this moment, Pakistan, Nigeria, Canada, and other countries are not eligible to apply for the green card lottery. The question, ask yourself, why is not eligible to apply for the DV lottery? So any country to be eligible to apply for the DV lottery, that country in the past 5 years has more immigrants, over 50,000 immigrants in the United States. When I'm talking about immigrants, remember, I mean people have been given a green card, whether green card by family, green card by work, green card by other ways, by coming as asylum, whatever way you used. If there are over 50,000 people in the past 5 years, that country is removed from participating in the green card lottery. So the question is, in the upcoming DV lottery, will Pakistan, Nigeria, India, all other countries, all the countries which are eliminated or removed from the participating in the lottery, will they be eligible to apply? My big answer will be possible yes. Why I give the possible yes is because the past year, in the year 2020, we had the immigration suspension and we had the pandemic. So many people were not to be given, there are not interviews for people to be given a green card for whatever reasons. For work, for family. Up to end of March, nobody was given the green card. For that particular case, if we count 5 years back before, because they will count 5 years before October 1st. So they are looking this year, last year, going 5 years back. So obviously, the number will be going down below 50,000 for Nigeria, for India, Pakistan, Canada. All these countries were eliminated or removed because of that. Now we'll have the chance to apply. So my biggest guts and prediction will be these countries will be brought back to apply for the DV lottery. So in the middle of September, they will announce the DV lottery dates. When they announce the dates, usually they put the instruction for the DV 2023. In the instruction, they are going to put the countries which are eligible. And I hope if these countries I mentioned, they will be there to be as eligible country. So that is what I can be able to answer you that way. Shorter, let me find you a question. I don't know you. When we send you the question, please don't send it over and over. Send the question once. Like, for instance, this person asked it over 5 times. So that doesn't help than for me to see there are so many questions. Okay, Christian Kasnich, the question is, looking for clarification. I'm over 16 years old. I lived in another country from birth to 13 years old. I moved before turning 16. Do I need to get the clearance? No, you don't. Remember, if you have lived in any country from the age of 16 and above, you need a police clearance. If you have lived in, let's say you are Kenyan, you lived in Uganda from the age of 0 to 15, and you went back to Kenya, you don't need the police clearance because you are still under the age of 16. So you don't need that one. So don't worry. I've already answered the question about the visa interviews. The DV 2022, don't worry. 26,000 for Africa 2022, that is a normal number. Do you think 2022 interviews are likely to start in October as scheduled? Yes, the DV 2022 will start in October is without any problem. The starting will not be affected by anything, even if the court says the other DV 2021 should continue the interviews. 2022 will continue to be scheduled without any problem. Okay, Rebecca, you say I'm married, but when I played the DV lottery, I did not say I was ready. Can I send a KCC to KCC that I'm married? Are you the winner? And if you are legally married, you have a marriage certificate. You are married before you apply. Obviously, you apply now. On cases you say you are married, you'll be denied the visa. Unless otherwise you say, oh, I lived with this person on traditional marriage. Because I didn't have the marriage certificate, I didn't consider that as a legal marriage. So now you are going to the government to get the marriage certificate to say that you are married. That is a different story. But if you go ahead and say, oh, I'm married and I have a marriage certificate, that means you lied. So that is something you need to know that. So you must have, if you are married, you must be like really married and you have the marriage certificate. If you don't have, that means get the documentation now to mean that you got married today, not previously. That means you got married after applying and after winning. EBM, please, is work experience the same as letter of recommendation from your current employer starting your duties? Yes, your employer has, that is, yes, you are showing that I'm working now and this is the proof that where I'm working. Case number 15,000, will it be possible to do the email? Most of the BSc 260 will start receiving next month. EBM, what if you are single, but by the time results are out, you are married? Will it be okay? Yes, it will be okay. Because you got married after applying for the DV lottery. So they'll be okay. Do remember me in your precious prayers. Thank you. Any case number below 50,000 is a normal number. But because of the COVID, that will be a different story. Please, sir, winner of 2020 still have the chance of getting an interview. What do you see me 2020? Do you mean like the results which are out 2020 for the DV 2021 winners? Or you mean 2020, DV 2020? I do not understand your questions. EBA, my case number is 15,000. I've already answered that one. I have a business. I have business. I own a bar. Can it be recognized as a work experience as a self-employee? Because I don't have high school diploma and I have a business. Is there anyone in Kenya? Yeah. Number one, when you say you have a business, is it registered? You need to have a registration. Proof you are the owner of the bar. But apart from that, what other things do you do about owning the bar? Just go and start volunteering to some other places. Just in case if you don't have high school, you need to have extra work experience somewhere. Because when did you open your bar? Let's say you are 25 years old. So from 0 to 22, you have been owning the bar. You haven't done any work experience. In the past 5 years, what have you been doing? Peter Ibrahim, let me find you a question. There are so many questions, I cannot be able to go to all of them. I'm the DV 2022 winner. Some of my kids' passport taking long to come. How late can I fill the DS 260? You can still wait, because even if you fill now, in the end, you have to ask KCC to unlock it. You can fill now, you can ask KCC later to unlock. But remember, to take more than a month, even 2 weeks or a month. You can keep waiting and see how it goes. But you can fill now and ask KCC to unlock later if you want to do that. But if you are DV 2022 and your case number is, let's say, above 10,000, you can wait even until October to fill that one. You are not even late. Uh, 56,000 number, DV 2021. That is a difficult to be called for the interview. One, it is more than 50,000 number, so you have to wait for other people to be losing. And two, with the smallest cases we see, the interviews are very, very slow going. That is another challenge to get to the interview. Okay, let's go to another question. Greetings, sir, Akama Jacob. God bless you for what you have been doing. Please, sir, I like to know, my fiancé has won the V lottery. Does it mean after marriage we both are to apply, or the winner only? If your fiancé has won the DV lottery, you have to get married first, and your fiancé has to include you in the DS-260 in the visa form, and both of you will be able to come as winners of the DV lottery. Okay, EBM, hey, can't you explain the data for the V2021? Because I have high case numbers with the second notification already from Cameroon. I've seen people with high case number with the second notification from Cameroon is high as 70,000. Personal, I do not know. Unless otherwise someone has to really show me they have 70,000 number and they have been scheduled for the interview. Because when you say second notification, someone has been scheduled for the interview, that will be very interesting to know that. Can my dad include me in the DV lottery entry? I'm over 21. No, your father cannot do that. And even the DS-260 will not, when you apply for the DV lottery, you cannot. Because it will tell you the person, this person is above the age. Because when you put in the birth date, it will calculate and it will tell you no. Unless others, they go to lie. And if you are going to lie, your father will be denied the visa if you win, because the birth certificate will show different age. Your passport will say the different age. You're above the age of 21, apply on your own. Ian, you say, hi EBM, I had that it's difficult for a person with a disability to pass the interview, the interview. How true is it? It's not true. Your disability will not stop you. If you are deaf, you go there, you go with someone who is, person knows the sign language in your country, you let them know, you go with someone with that one. Disability is, there is no discrimination. Even on the visa instruction, if you need any type of accommodation to the interview, maybe you want to go, you are using the bike, whatever, anything, you'll be allowed to be accommodated, because U.S. government, U.S. embassy doesn't discriminate anybody basing on the cases of the on the cases of the on the cases of your disability. So no one is going to discriminate with that on that basis. Where do we find the derivative entity on the DS-260? So when you fill the DS-260, on the top right-hand corner, there is a place of the form after you as a principal applicant. On the top will say, do you want to add the derivative? Add. You click it to add. It will be able to add that way. Hey EBM, I'm new here. Welcome to the EBM Scholars. Remember to subscribe. I lost all my certificates. Is there any ways to get them? And if I get, will I be denied the visa? A way to get them, what certificate? If it's a school certificate, what you need to do, there is a process to get them, newer one from the Ministry of Education or the examination. You need to have the police record, and they'll give you extra results or whatever. If you are university will be able to provide you the transcript or any information to prove that you studied there and you have the lost information record with that. There will be no problem as long as you have the police record and the information from the responsible people, the owners of the results or tests, to prove that you studied there and what are your results. EBM, I think I have asked the questions and none is attended to you. You skip them separately and there are really questions confronting me and other. So that's why I'm just jumping, because there are so many questions. Let me look. Edmund, your question. Because at one point, the question, they get out of the line. So they are not able to, I cannot be able to see all the previous questions. I've already answered the question. EBM, in case you have lost your high school diploma, but you have your degree, will that be accepted? Yes, but prove that you went to high school and prove that you went to the police, you have the lost documentation. Just what I need you to understand. Show the proof that, yes, I went to this high school, I lost this certificate, and go to the ministry to get another lost whatever. In Tanzania, for instance, you will not be given the actual certificate, but you'll be given what they call the result slip. So you can be able to do that. In Zimbabwe, they want you to have 5 O-level with a C or better. It's tough. Very good point, Tafadzwa, because I saw the email from one person in Zimbabwe. The embassy specifically, they emailed the person on the list of the documentations. They want you to have, apart from high school, they require you the results. That's why I usually tell people, even if you have the minimum, if you have high school, you are at the edge. You need to have, that's in a normal way. Start volunteering. Start working. Just in case. You never know. Can inquiry KCC disqualify you? No. Anything you ask KCC will not disqualify you. Okay, it is almost an hour and a half already. I have to get ready for the meeting in 15 minutes. Now here it is 1:43 in the afternoon. I have to get ready for another meeting. So I'll just be trying to check some few questions and see which one I can be able to answer them. Okay, so I have very few questions. EBM, since you're from Tanzania, do a stability channel. I don't understand that question, John. I don't understand the question. Maybe you can clarify the question. Okay. Okay. How long after biometrics appointment do you get your interview for the V-Lottery winner who is in the United States and the adjustment for the from F1 to green card? Do you do adjustment under the green card of marriage or green card by lottery? That will differ. But basically, if you are doing green card by marriage, it can take at least 3 months. Because the entire process of adjustment, if you are the V-Lottery winner, after you submit the documents, most likely your F1, you're the V-Lottery winner, 2 months, maybe 3 months max to be getting the interview. Yeah, so that is what I can be able to do that one. What is a good age to play for the V-Lottery? So there is no minimum age, but for me, I advise people better to apply at the age of 17 as a minimum. So that until the results are coming out, until you come to America, you are 18 and above. That means you can be able to survive in America. Because if you apply at the age of 15, you win, you come to America, how do you get to the apartment? How do you go to school? How do you do? Because anything you sign, even to get a phone, you have to get a contract. You are a minor, you are under the age of 18, you cannot sign anything until your parents sign you that. So, hi EBM, what if you win the DV lottery and your baby is born immediately after the application? What happens to the child? Will that company to the US? Yes, you're allowed to add your child. But if a child is born before the application and you didn't add, that is a problem. But if the child is born after, there is no problem. Hello, my father was selected and he was married with my mother for 21 years, but he just registered a marriage certificate last month. I wondered it's okay for us. Our case number is that one. Yeah, it's okay. As long as that was, they were living that they didn't get a marriage certificate, now they have the marriage certificate, there is no problem. Someone with AF Africa, 34,000, yes, will get interview. Okay. In case I don't, what do you think about lawsuit? Will they help the DV lottery winners 2021? Yes. The lawsuit they are going to win, I know that. Will that help? Very much help. But the decision is, will that also force the embassy to continue to interview people beyond the September? That is a different, we'll be able to see that one. Okay, I've already answered that one. Case number, that one is Africa. That is the normal number, I've already said. So in case I haven't answered your question, please, please, please don't be upset. I'm just jumping all over. Yeah, so someone, yes, 15,000, you will get interview, yes. If you are filling the DS-260 and you don't have a relative in the US to fill the advice, what next? You have to have the address where you will stay. Without the address, you will not be able to complete that form. You cannot. It's not about relative, even any other person. If I'm in an eligible country and my ancestors were from eligible country 400 years back, will that be eligible to apply? No. Your eligibility is where you are born. It's not about your ancestors. It's not about anything. First of all, what you need to do, if you get married to a person from eligible country, yes, you are allowed to do that. There is another place where you are originally from, whatever. There are so many other things going on eligibility. But don't worry, Pakistan will be eligible. I hope so. I've already answered, yeah. So you'll be able to adjust, and it will take at least 2 to 3 months after the visa, after the biometric, Peter. When is the DV 2023 day? From the first week of October to first week of November. Okay. What documents do I need from my host is supporting documents? The address. Unless otherwise, the embassy specifically requested for affidavit of support. Yes, you need either that person, your host, or any other person in America who is a green card holder or a US citizen to help you with the affidavit of support. But if the embassy in your country doesn't require affidavit of support, you don't need anything than the address. Sorry, EB, my question was, since you are from Tanzania, consider Swahili channel. Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, John. Yeah, go to my YouTube channel. I have the Swahili one. And today I'm going to post 2 videos in Swahili about green card lottery in Swahili. So please subscribe to my Swahili YouTube channel. For those who do not know or who speak Swahili, please go to youtube.com/EBM Swahili, and there you'll be able to subscribe to my other channel, which you can be able to get more information in Swahili language. Is there any chance of selection after you get rejected first? No. Once the results are out, it's out. There is no second selection. 3 months after biometric or after the sending of the documents to get the interview. My point is, once you submit your documents, usual adjustment of status, it takes at least 3 months to 5 months. That is the process. So whether it is by adjustment by marriage, adjustment by employment, adjustment by whatever case, is that way. So after when you do the biometric, already it depends. Is it a biometric after 3 weeks or biometric was 2 months? So the entire process, if you are in the US, adjustment, the day you submit your form from day 1 to the day of the interview, takes about 3 to 5 months, depending on the region where you are or the state where you are. I have a question. I made a mistake on my DS26 and I've tried reaching out to KCC, but they haven't replied my email like 4 weeks. Could this impact my scheduling of the interview? No, it doesn't impact. Because for them, if they haven't unlocked it, that means you are still, they take it as complete. So there is no such thing like that way. So it doesn't affect anything. It doesn't affect the scheduling. Please don't send over and over the message. Like, for instance, Daniel, you have sent like 10 times. That means is disrespect. That means you are shouting. Please. EBM about the medical. About medical. Will medical disqualify you if you have pneumonia? No, will not. What will disqualify, not disqualify you, is tuberculosis. We'll let you know, go and get it treated first in order to come to America, because tuberculosis has been eliminated already in the US. I want the DV lottery. I don't have the sponsor in the United States. You don't need a sponsor. You don't need bank statement. You need to have an address where you'll be staying in America. I have a church marriage certificate. Will that work? You need to have the government. Depending on the country, there are some countries, the church marriage certificate is given by the government. Still is a church, but is already original from the government. So make sure that the certificate is written, the country, like United Republic of Tanzania, marriage certificate. Because for instance, Tanzania, the marriage certificate you sign in the church is not a church one, is a government one. So you have to know that, the difference of those things. Hi EBM, for those of us who are still in the university, do we have to go and come back to complete the degree, or we can transfer credit hours to the US? You can do whatever you want. You can come in the US, get your card, and go back, finish your school. You can come here and quit the school and start again from here. Or you can come here and transfer. But remember, if you come to transfer here, there is no guarantee you'll be given scholarships. You can take the loan, but do you want to take the loan? From day one, you want to come here and take a 50,000 loan. It's better to go back and finish there. Or if you want to start from scratch, it's up to you. It's up to you. Can I apply green card with more Gmail for high? I don't know, for high what? You apply online. You don't apply through email. Is there any chance of selection after you get rejected? No, not that. I've already answered that one. Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, the Swahili one is there. Hi, sir. I hope you are doing well. Help us. DS260 is unavailable. These case numbers 38,000 and 63,000 in Africa. I don't understand your question. 30,000 will be interviewed. 63,000 will be difficult to be interviewed. I get email from the V lottery. They say you are the winner. No, email. Okay, does your email has email from the US government? US government doesn't send email to tell you are the winner. If you are the winner, go to the website and check. Go to the website, the V program, and put your information. But you are not going to be tell. Just wait. The V. Go to the dvprogram.set.gov to that website and see if you have won. Not to that one. Okay, what is the? Go to this website and see if you have won. Yasin, please send one comment, not over and over. Every document must be translated. Will you make the video about the DV Lottery 2023 registration? Yes, I will do that. What do you think about India for the new immigrant? You mean India in terms of India to participate in the Green Card Lottery? When it started the winners of DV 2021 in Afghanistan, are you talking about the next DV Lottery application? If the next one, it will be starting in October. Okay, you want me to explain about the lawsuit. So the lawsuit which is there for the DV 2021 is to determine, number one, to force the Department of State and the US government to continue to interview people beyond the September 30th. That is the big lawsuit. Because if they end up in the fiscal year, if they end up into the fiscal year September, people will not be interviewed because the first 6 months, there are no interviews. So that's why that the fiscal, the lottery, the lawsuit is there in that particular context. Will they win? Yes. Will it help? Yes. Oh, you mean, do you think Indianapolis is a good place to stay? Indianapolis is a state in Indiana. Yes, it's a very good state. I'm not ignoring any question. I receive so many questions, people. I'm not ignoring any questions. I don't ignoring any question. DV 2023, 2022. Filled the DSC 264 6 years ago, but I've not received the KCC email for the documentation. Do you have any idea how long it will take? Yeah. I've already talked about the documents. They haven't sent the documents to anybody. Whether even if your case number is 1, they haven't sent yet. Most of these will start at least in July 1st. So that's, I've already answered that question. I have to end the question I have to end my live in 1 minute to come. So I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Johnny Gicheru. I have subscribed to your Swahili one, asante sana. So I'm going to end my live stream now because I have 1 minute to go to a meeting. For those who have not been able to, is full custody needed for single woman children? Is you and your husband, the person is the father, to be able to determine that, to allow you to travel with the children because they are minor. Thank you so much, each and everyone. And I'm so sorry for everyone who haven't been able to answer the question. Muhammad will say, loved your book about scholarship. Thank you. For those who have been able to check the books, that is wherever you'll be able to help. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, everyone. Remember to go to my other YouTube channel, subscribe. If today is your first time to hear, subscribe. If you want to follow me on Twitter, is EBM that one. But these two channels, EBM Swahili, EBM that one, EBM Scholars, those will be good one. On Instagram, you'll be able to find me there. For those who are looking for scholarships, get me there. ebmscholarships.com, you'll be able to find me there. So may God bless you. That is group for the Telegram. You can search the EBM Scholars channel. You'll find me there too. Thank you. Let me end up here now. May God bless you. And I'll be back tomorrow, same time, similar topics, or answer more questions. And later today, I'm going to post more videos about the Green Card Lottery. Goodbye, and thank you so much.